It's December. Welcome back to another one of our podcasts. Nice to see you, Homer.
And you as well, Kelly. Hello to everyone.
And it's our birthday month.
I know, isn't it amazing?
It's very exciting.
Oh, the world is so much better with Sagittarians.
I know. Yeah, understanding guys, right? Oh, we hope everyone is doing well and that you've been enjoying the broadcasts and the online chats. Chats have been great lately.
We've had a really growing time in the chats. People are becoming so much more comfortable with self-expression and finding words. You know, it's rare that we have the opportunity to actually want to be heard. And then once that opportunity is provided, then we have to learn how to express ourselves. So the chats are becoming a really phenomenal experience. I'm really glad that they exist.
Awesome. Me too. So we're going to start. And the first question comes from one of the chats from November, actually. And the question reads, in one of the November chats, you mentioned the minor elements of time and self-love. Can you please explain more about those elements and what we can watch for?
When we look at the year or the wheel in itself, the four major points or the four major influences would be the four elements: fire, earth, air, and water. A complete wheel, though, is referred to as the grace, and it has four minor elements as well, and they occur on the transition points of the 2nd of November, the 2nd of February, the 2nd of May, and the 2nd of August. We've just passed, or we're past now a bit, the 2nd of November, and the minor element there that's the influence is time. Much like the major elements, when we are moving, as we are now, into air, it's important to use its complement of earth to keep ourselves balanced. This time of the year has a tendency to pull us more into thought as opposed to preparation. And it's quite inevitable that I see so many people running around at you like chickens with their heads cut off. Haven't got this done, haven't got that done, because we've been thinking about it, which is an air influence. It's important to bring ourselves back into earth and actually act on those thoughts, because action is earth. The 2nd of November, one of the minor elements of time, is also counterbalanced. And it's counterbalanced across the wheel to the 2nd of May, which is self-love. This time of the year we have a tendency to get caught up in agendas, which is time. This has to be done, that has to be done, something else has to be done. And the less aware we are of self-love and taking care of ourselves as in that process, the more we have a tendency to please and take care of the needs of others, and absence ourselves from the opportunity to take care of ourselves as well, so putting ourselves into the equation. So it is our choice or our option to put ourselves back into the picture, so bring ourselves more into the center, and from that place determine what do I want to engage with, what really is a priority, what is that necessary. We have to keep in mind, or we can keep in mind, that I'm not the only person who's caught up in time now. Everyone is influenced by that secondary element or that minor element. So everyone will be on the same wheel or the same cycle. So what you may think is important right now may only be your need to meet the agenda of somebody else, and then chaos happens. This time of the year, because air is such a dominant influence, chaos has a tendency to rule or manipulate a great majority of the events that are happening in our world. Our nature, our capacity, our ability, is to pull ourselves back from that chaos, stay back in our center, self-love, self-care, and from that standpoint, from that new position, take a look and see, okay, what do I really want to engage with? And what is simply obligation? The more I engage with obligation, which is time and agenda, the less pleasure there is going to be in the entire situation for me. And at the end of it, if I'm bringing the energy of pleasure and I'm bringing the energy of enjoyment with me, then everything is going to be better. If I bring the energy of resentment, which is related to obligation, then that's when I'm feeding the environment as well. So it becomes something that everybody resents.
And since it's a minor element that affects everyone, does it magnify because everyone's experiencing it at the same time?
I would suggest yes. If everyone is running in the same direction, then there's more of a need of urgency to go in that direction. Doesn't mean that I go against it. It means that I make different choices. It may mean that, I don't know, with Yule coming up and Christmas and all the celebrations around it.
And birthdays.
And birthdays. I may have to look at what's important to me. Do I have to attend everything I'm invited to? And am I attending it simply because I don't want to disappoint someone else? Well, that's not taking care of me. So the more I'm able to look at my needs, so if I have 5 invitations in a week, I know it's not within my capacity. I could do it, but I would pay enormously for it at the end. So I have to look at the priorities. Okay, which ones am I attending because I really want to be with these people? And which ones am I attending because I should? Should just shame word. Mm-hmm. So all those little things that we've learned and we're coming to learn more about, when applied, help make our choices so much simpler and easier. It could be so much simpler to say to someone, I'm really grateful for your invitation to attend whatever. I have already 3 that week, and I'm having to turn down 2 of those because my level of energy can't afford to be split and divided in so many different ways. So in order to take care of myself, I have to say no. However, now this is from another standpoint. In the old ways, this is Yule tide. It's not Yule. It's not a day. It goes from the 21st of December right through to the 2nd of February. Why not spread them out? Why not, instead of everybody feeling a need to get together and crunch everything into a day or 2, why not allow ourselves to engage in the entire Yuletide season and plan something in January for those friends that you really want to get together with, but not in that environment where it's so restricted or chaotic.
And you do feel as though there's never quite enough time to fit everybody into that short little version of the
Only
Christmas
because
season.
everybody seems to be on the same agenda. It's got to be on those 2 days. I mean, I've seen so much insanity happen over that. And people who actually would enjoy getting together, because they're so rushed trying to fulfill everybody else's agenda, don't get to enjoy anything. So next year, when they move into that season, that's what they bring. The memory of not having enjoyed it last year. Why would I do it this year? Well, I can't not do it this year. And then the insanity starts all over again. It's looking at life for what it is. We are not obliged to do anything. It is our choice. Now, how do you want to do it? Because choice isn't black and white. So that's the time thing, and that's also the air thing.
So self-love, self-care, always comes back to self.
It's all about us, really. That's the only person I can change.
I like that it's all about me. Kelly's birthday party first on your list of things to do.
No.
He's lying. Okay, so since we've talked about time and self-love, why don't we do the other 2 minor ones as well?
Okay.
February